And what's up, YouTube? How we doing today? We're going to spin the wheel. We're going to figure out which UFO 50 game we're going to play, and then we're going to figure out what thing we're going to model from that game. Everybody wave hi to YouTube. What's going on? Are we ready? Wait, do we have any predictions? Someone earlier today said, what did they say? Pilot Quest? It was Bearded Joe said Pilot Quest. Bearded Joe got Party House right last time. Let's see if we can do this again. Personally, I don't know why, but I'm feeling Vanger. I think it's going to land on Vanger. You think it'll be 40 Grimstone? If it's Grimstone, I have no idea what we're going to model because I've not played much of it. Attactics? Oh boy. Okay, Attactics. This is another game I've played very little. I'm very bad at this game. I remember that much, but it's very like nicely stylized. All of the characters are very square shaped. So this could be interesting to do low poly. We'll just have to pick one. Okay, Attactics it is, folks. Let's boot up UFO 50 and play it a little bit. Get some inspiration. Prepare your rat jams. Choo choo choo. Attactics is hard until it clicks in your brain, and then it's like seeing the Matrix. How long did the Matrix take? Like, how long was the Matrix click for you? Rat jam, rat jam. Here, let me get one in there too. Few levels, not too long. I didn't get very deep into it at all. I remember, I think the only units we got to unlock were the knight. I don't remember. I've only played it the one time. Let's boot it up. Hold on. Let's look at the stats for it. Attactics, the 9th game in the collection. Oh, I always accidentally select it. Hold on. Carefully arrange your troops for maximum advantage. I've only played this for a total of 10 minutes, almost 11 minutes. It's my 42nd most played game. To get the present, we need to beat the first 12 levels in the campaign. We haven't even done that. I don't think we're gonna do that here right now, but let's play. Campaign mode, we're on level 5. Yeah, we barely got into this at all. Oh, right, this game. So looking at these little dudes, there's some complex stuff going on. Shape-wise, here they come. Cavalry move twice as fast. So the guys on the horse are cavalry. We have our arrow dudes will attack the row, right? They have 30% extra units. Why? Low poly cavalry or cavalry. Cavalry is probably hard. I'm like gun shy to do any animals after the dinosaur we did recently, so we'll see. But I'm looking at the... How does this work again? I can like select them and move them, right? Here, you. Shoot at that guy. Yo, Elsa 550, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. All right, he's dead. You move. I need you up here. Take him out. All right, we're winning. We did some D. They do have 30% more units though, so we need to be cautious. We need to stack this file. Stack this file. All right, cavalry will help us here. They're gonna smash each other. This game is interesting. I like the way the turns take through or play through. We have an arrow. An archer's gonna kill our guy. Here, we'll follow through with our own. He's already got 1 damage. I don't really know why. He's going to perish. How are you still alive? They level up when they have a kill, right? Is that how it works? Uh-oh. We're in trouble. Here, send this guy down. He'll move twice as fast, and hopefully he'll get to the wall. Ooh, but this guy... Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. Back him up. We win. Okay, we won. We won. Sheesh. You love this one? The cherry was so fun. Yo, Tainted Azazel, what's going on? You had success hard jamming their weak lane while using one person to block each of the other lanes. Yeah! I like to clear a lane and then Zerg rush it to win. Okay, okay. I don't know exactly, like, tactfully how we won that, but not too shabby. 50% extra units. Same combination as last time. We got to think on our feet. Send him. Just send him. He doesn't need to fight this. You know what? You don't need to fight him either. But you guys should have a shootout. And then you need to block the lane when it's time. Go. You shoot the horsey, please. I don't think you're going to get him in time. Okay. Archer managed to survive. We have our own cavalry now. Our archer's going to get level 2. That's pretty good. Oh, wait. That's not how that works. Okay, never mind. He's shooting 2 arrows at a time, though. Here, you guys have to have a shootout. All right, let him go. This archer is the MVP right now. He cleared like an entire file all by himself. Now, this archer up here is really scary. When he gets close enough, we need to like... Whoops. That's really unfortunate. He's not gonna make it here. No, I didn't even see these two guys down here. This lane is completely unguarded. That's 2 damage. Okay, never mind. We're in trouble. This bottom lane is so screwed, dude. Do you see this? You can move units backwards? What? We don't have enough guys. What are we to do? We're doomed. We're doomed. Hold, 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 hold. This is our last flag. We're dead. Jeez. Okay, this level was tough. This level was tough. Retry. I think we might make the basic unit. I like their like sword and shield combo. Is that a hat or is that their hair? It looks like it might be a hat. It's hard to tell. Yeah, even if you lose, it's not like the rounds are super duper long. That is true. Go ahead and make sure we're covering our lanes here. Kill the horsey. Send our own guy. Actually, meet you on the field of battle. Can you move your guys forward? I don't think so. Only backward. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, go there, go there. Back this guy up. Y'all have a shootout? Okay. No, 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 no. This lane is in danger. I like tunnel vision on one lane too much. All right, that guy is gonna make it through. That's unfortunate. Stop them. What are you doing? Protect this lane. You protect this lane. They're stacking the bottom lane like crazy, man. I need you to move. Why did they get angry? That was weird. All right, you're gonna stop him at least. Thank you for spawning there. Extremely good. Go. Go, my horsey. Here. Protect. He's level 2, but he's dead now. Okay. Fire away. Fire away. This lane's in trouble. They're not going to make it. Dude, this is hard. This escalated fast. What are we to do? Protect it. Like, there's nothing that we can't do anything. It's over. Holy crap. When a squire has a dude above and below, he is immune to damage. What? Above and below, he becomes immune. So if we sandwich 3 squires together... Wait, don't stand there. Alright, y'all have a shootout. So if I like bring you back, bring you forward, we can't. But he'll meet them on the field of battle. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Immune, immune. The wall of death. Keep them immune. You fools. I think we might be tunnel visioning on this particular ability. You can't block them all. Go, 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 go! We're trading blows. Become immune. Oh, I tried to drag that guy. It was too late. Our top lane is the one carrying right now. That horse is going to make it. Nothing we can do about it. You need to be doing something else. Actually, take out that level 2. And now, you might have to take one for the team here. Horsey might kill that guy. Okay, we're doing better this time, but not by much. Oh, we're doing much worse. How did he get... Oh, he was able to walk in twice? Keeping your archers alive and leveled up is huge. It's so much to manage. Can you, like... Should you be, like, pause buffering this to cheese? Avoid lanes with the archer. Keep the archers back lane. Get him, get him, get him. Damn, I'm sad that he died. Back up, you fool. Quit moving forward. Alright, that archer's doomed. This archer's level 2. He's about to kill our other one. Bad. Get out of the lane. Get out of the lane. Holy crap. They're eating us alive. You can swap positions? This lane is so stacked. Hold the line, boys. Hold it. He's level 3? We're screwed. They're just gonna march on us. Come on, cavalry. We can't do it. This is tough. This is only level 6. To get the gift, you get to level 12? Are you kidding me, man? All right, focus your archers in a lane that's safe for them. Don't let them move forward. And now, eventually... Eventually, you have to meet them on the field of battle. That lane is just gonna walk 3 guys? How am I supposed to deal with that? Go. Go, my horsey. You, back up. Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. There they go again. No, I wanted you to go this way. He's immune. He's immune. Beautiful. That was beautiful. Nope. Get him out of here. No. Scuffed. We let an archer get all the way to the exit. That's horrible. This is impossible. I don't think my brain can do this. All right, y'all are toast. We need some units up here. That level 2 archer is just too much to deal with. Here, take 1 damage. Actually, you're immune right now. You're not immune. I don't know what that was supposed to signify. Damn. This is impossible. I wasn't even seeing if we were like in trouble there. It just ended up that way. Does it only get harder from here? If so, we're in deep doo-doo. You know what? Intercept this guy. Head him off at the pass. You know what? You guys get rid of each other. An archer for an archer is a good trade in my book. Horsey on horsey action. Just keep our lanes populated. Archer on archer. Get him out of here. They're gonna have more units than us though, so we really want to try to preserve our archers. Go, my horsey. Y'all, eye for an eye here. Get him. No. You gotta go up. This is so scuffed. We're stuck. Like, we're like literally trapped. These two are just gonna walk. We're done. We're done. We have no way to do this. When an archer was attacking me, you'd let them come all the way to the halfway line unimpeded, and then you'd slap a dude in front of them to take them out. It's really important to keep your archers alive since they can keep whole lanes clear once they're leveled. Okay, so we're missing the secret sauce, which is our archers. We just need to let this one end. Okay. Let's like hyper fixate on keeping an archer alive and leveling them. Is the spawn? It looks like the spawns are not the same each time. Are you gonna be able to kill this guy in time? You're not. You're gonna take damage. And then you're like 1 hit away from death? Is that how that works? Yeah. See, there's so many of them. What's going on? Now you're just gonna get killed. How are you level 3? What the hell? Take him out. Take him out. My horsey. I mean, my archer. He's gonna die. All right, so our only leveled up archer is now perished. We should have let our archer kill that guy. Instead, we send him to his death. Are you kidding me? All right, we're not doing a good job of keeping the archers alive, are we? Have we touched them? We have touched them. That's exciting. We have another archer, not dead yet, but he's about to be. Kill him. You gotta back up. This game is insane until it clicks and then you're on autopilot. Certainly hope so. You gotta, I hate to do this, but you had to do it. Get him. Go, my archers. Immune to damage. This archer is MVP, but he's kind of stuck. Go. We're actually gonna get an archer to touch the wall. That's big. It's bad for us because we want our archer to actually do something, but still. You gotta kill him. Hit him with your double shot. Get out of there. We gotta keep the higher leveled one alive. Lost an archer there. This one's looking pretty good. We did it. Not only did we do it, I don't think they touched us once. Holy. Okay. This is tough. They did once. Oh. Sheesh. Protect yourself. They have 50% extra units. We only have one flag. They have no shield guys, though. What does the shield guy do? No, what am I doing? Here, take him out. You guys trade with each other. You gotta come down here, man. What's the shield guy doing? I don't get it. My archer, he's doing nothing? He's immune to damage? No, he's not. Alright, so he's just standing. Let this guy take him out. We're trading an archer here. Bearded Joe, like several games of UFO 50, the music is the best part of this one. I'm enjoying the action. I think people are right. Once it clicks, this is gonna go pretty crazy. I think like understanding the tactics involved is I want my archer to live no matter the cost. This lane is in trouble. Oh no. Come on, we need 2 of you to get there quicker.
Congratulations.
Go fast. One more, we win, we win. Yo, we did it, the shield guys are awesome. Okay. Not too bad. What's the point? Spearmen attack 2 spaces in front of them. Yo, I like their little barbarian helmets. Their little Viking helmets. Okay. Take a sip of water here. This is intense. This is high intensity gaming. Why do they show that? Why do they show it like this? You see how you have like, is this like the density that we can expect? It's like we're gonna have 2 times as many barbarians as horses and archers, or what? The spearmen are sick. Does it pierce? So if there's like 2 normie guys, you think so? We'll try it. We need to move on to the modeling portion of this. Sooner rather than later. You attack 2 spaces ahead. I want to not... I don't know how to... Here. Do I hurt my other teammate? No. This is bad. Okay. Send him. Yo, he's level 3 already? What the hell? Archer. This is bad. Thank you, but you're gonna die. Here. You're gonna die too. This is bad. This is tough, dude. When they're leveled up, they just like instant kill you. All right, now they have shield guys. This seems bad for me. All right, we have a squad. I can't move them once they're past halfway. That's unfortunate. This sucks. He's gonna kill him. Yep. Help, 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 help. Oh, jerks. The archer can't be there. They're just marching straight through, dude. We can't stop them. We're losing this one for sure. What are we supposed to do in that situation? Hello. What's going on, babe? What?
Yes.
Ooh, thank you.
Do you want any?
Not right now, but appreciate you bringing me some.
Homemade from people at work.
Oh yeah, that's what you had for lunch?
Hi, chat. Yeah, this was my lunch.
You say model the skeleton that appears on unit death? I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't even been able to notice my units dying because I'm too busy looking at other things on the screen. I think, is this guy? The default guy is the one on the card. Yeah, like the cartridge. I think we're gonna model the default character. It's a cute little skelly, but I will download the sprite sheet and we'll see what strikes my fancy off of that. You second the skeleton idea? Let me look at it in the sprite sheet. I'll be right back. Well, I'm not gonna be right back. I'm going to tab over and grab Spriter's resource. Let's see. I love the Spriter's resource, but I feel like the website could use an update visually. UFO 5010 Attactics. Actually, it's 9. Game 9. Download the zip. Extract all. What? Oh, extract. 298 sprites in this collection. Bop, bop, bop. There's a ninja? Spoilers. Okay, I see the skeleton you're talking about. I think it's cute, but the problem is that it's not iconic enough. I want to do something that people would recognize right off the rip, and I think that's the little grunts, is what they're called in the sprite sheet. The ninja's a good unit. Can I right-click you and then open with a sprite? I can. Very nice. All right, let me export this bad boy out. Ew, it opened up my like old version of a sprite. Export PNG. This is mostly again for reference. Let me choose the right place. I need to make the folder. God, it's all bright. It's like, it's not dark mode a sprite. It's the normie, like extremely bright. Blow out your eyeballs. All right, new folder. Number 4, Attactics. Did I spell that right? I'll double check that later. And then I need to export it at 1000% because it's tiny. All right. Now we're gonna be pivoting over to the Blender portion of this, where we model the character that we just decided we're going to model. As a result, I'm going to go ahead and close UFO 50. We'll bring back our music. I said we'll bring back our music. There we go. And then I'm going to get the project set up real quick. I need to make it so that Blender doesn't open on that window by default. Okay. And the category, good idea, good idea. We are now doing art, folks. We're doing art. Boom. Let me import our reference. Actually, first things first. Image. Reference image. I need to go to our folder for this. The tactics. There's our image. Let's drag this over here as per usual. And then we'll move him back on the y-axis just to get him like a little bit out of the way. Very blocky looking character. Blart, now playing art. Paul Blart, Mall Cop. All right, so he's a humanoid character. Interestingly, left-handed. Probably just because they wanted the sword in the back and the shield in the front. It's a little bit easier to display that information. Here's the question. Do we model this as like a T pose, or do we try to go for like the pose that it already has? Yay, lefty representation. Isn't Link from Legend of Zelda always left-handed? Except I think the only time he was right-handed was in Twilight Princess, when you could use like the Wii emote, like the nunchuck or whatever, to swing the sword. Where are the lefties at? He was always left-handed until the Wii controls came out. Yeah. I think even in Tears of the Kingdom and stuff, he's left-handed. All right. I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to T-pose this, and then we'll add like the sword and the shield. And if that's what we're doing, we're going to keep the default cube. I'm going to start by moving this here. This is going to be the foot. I think it'd be fun to try to make his head out of like just a basic cube that we subdivide a little bit. Not like the circular subdivision. Maybe almost like a trapezoid shape or something. We'll see. Either way, let's start with this. I want to scale this on Z. I want to scale it on the X. Can't really see his feet very well, but I assume they're just like boots. We're gonna mirror this as well when we get the positioning of it. Excuse me, X position, please. Give me the mirror. Hold on, undo that. I want to scale this on the Y only here. So many lefty gangs? Wait, Bearded Joe, you're left-handed, so all the guitars that you have are left-handed? I never noticed. You play guitar righty? Oh, interesting. All right, so for the boot, obviously I think we're just gonna wanna loop cut you, maybe move this forward a bit, nothing crazy. I also think we could probably use another loop cut just to have a bit more geometry to work with. But in general, I think we're gonna try to keep this relatively blocky because I mean he's so blocky shaped. They didn't really try to go for like an accurate human proportion for a lot of this. If we just move this up, how do we like it? I think it's fine. I do think now we scale it down again. But then we also want to extrude this. And then I think we also want to extrude and then scale. And then I kind of like the idea of just moving this up a little bit to give it like that kind of like boot lip shape. In my head, that would feel more natural to you too. Really? Interesting. I have no concept or idea of what it must be like to be left-handed, so it's always an interesting discussion or topic. I do know that like it's kind of weird how much the world is like tailored to people with right-handedness. And it's pretty tough if you're left-handed to find like various products and stuff that we kind of just like take for granted. Like even like fishing poles, you don't think about it too much. It's not that bad. Oh, well, never mind. The other person that was complaining about it, they must have just been a wussy. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. My ex was left-handed and they were very, very vocal about how oppressive the world is for a left-handed person. It is an issue, but it's better now than it used to be. Okay, good to know. you've ever, but I've never noticed right-handed scissors or anything. Isn't it just because they are right-handed by default? I don't know if that's true or not. I just make an assumption. What's wrong with this? I already can't select the whole edge. Okay, boot looks done to me. Maybe today we'll make like multiple pieces of the mesh for like multiple meshes for each instance of something. It has to do with which scissor has the sharper edge, if you recall correctly. Oh, I see what you mean. Like which side of it has the like sharper cutting edge, or where like the cutting edges meet could be different if they like face it the opposite way. It'd be kind of weird. I think I understand. I feel like this song always comes on right as we start doing the modeling. You know what? Let's not focus on this too much. Tunnel visioned. I need to like pick my battles more. We spend a lot of time on like small, minute things that don't super matter once like the modeling has happened. Or like the texturing, the coloring, and all that. Bring this in a little bit. Okay. And then I also think one last thing on this boot. Bring that forward a little bit. And now, I don't think we need to do anything special for the leg in terms of like creating a new mesh. We could just take this, inset it. We can't even see his legs, so the assumption is that he has like a small little stubby leg, I think. I'll give him like this much of a leg, which is like insanely short. But I think what we'll do is we'll make his like hips as a separate object, and then we will we'll like insert the leg up into it a little bit, and we'll need to like model out this belt buckle and stuff like that. So let's do that. I think for the hip, I'm just going to want a, I mean, we could do a square, like another cube. We could do a cylinder, like a very small cylinder. I actually don't need either of these right now. I'm going to delete them. What's this? Oh, it's our reference. You don't do precision stuff with your hands often enough for it to matter if you're right or left-handed. Anything that doesn't require precision, like using utensils to eat, it doesn't really matter which hand is dominant. All I know is that if I was left-handed, I feel like it would be very inconvenient to use like a whiteboard. Because it's like you would have to like tailor the way you write so that you don't accidentally erase stuff. And I'm already, like, my palm is already all over the whiteboard as I go for, like, stabilization. You smear on the whiteboard. And I guess that's just something I would have to adjust to if I was... You know, let's just do a cube. Bring this up. I do think we will, like, subdivide it immediately. This way. We don't need to do much. Like this, like again, I want to kind of preserve how blocky this character is. Before we do that, I actually think we could do 2 loop cuts on this. Because I like to like bump the hips out a little bit. But for now, first things first, delete this half. We'll mirror it. I have hiccups. Hello? Move this, whoops, move this down. And then I think we just need to move these over on the X. He doesn't really have like much going on in the hips region. We should probably move the boots up to be more center with the origin of the world. Just like yay. I always do that. Like I start with it centered and then like I model the foot out and it doesn't really match up with like the center of everything else. So bringing that out, bringing this back. Let's just scale this in. I think we could get away with... I mean, honestly, this is like too tall as it is. The belt buckle is kind of like a fixture that is like a detail of the character. We could add that as a separate mesh as well. And then color it so that it looks like it's his belt. Or we could try to like cut the shape into the mesh, but that sounds like it's like way overcomplicating it for no reason. I do think what I'll do here is I will cut off maybe just like the very top. And then I'll take like this edge, bring it in just a little bit. He's got a male physique, so there's not like a lot of curve there, but you mean your waist typically sinks a little bit into your body, right? But also he's a square. His face is literally as tall as his whole body. You just lift your hand like you're painting? Not Nat. So many left-handed folks in the chat. Wow. Bring this down. Okay, so it's crazy. Like, so we don't see much of this guy's torso because, again, his face is like blocking all of it. But I'm assuming it's relatively straightforward. In fact, it's probably simple enough that we can just extrude this edge up. And then we need to make his arm and stuff. So let's extrude it just a little bit more, or we don't have to extrude it. We can just move it a bit more up. I would say like right about here is probably a good place. And then we already have like a nice place to extrude for the arm. I kind of think we need to move his pant leg out a little bit. It's a little too flush with the leg. We can like bring it out like this. Give it kind of like a shorts, like almost like a tunic shape. You know what I'm saying? Needs a badonk. Oh, I got your badonk. You want to see some cheeks? Look at that. Look at them. Look at them cheeks. That's not really how cheeks work, huh? They'd be more up here, actually. Nice hammies. Got the Hank Hill ass. Zoom. Okay, I do like kind of like the shape of that better though. Just in general, gives a little bit more intrigue. Whoops. What did I just do? I did something I wasn't supposed to do. I used the Y key. I don't know what it does in that situation. Okay. Looking good so far. Wait a minute. This is his leg, and this is supposed to be his torso. So now this is like doesn't make any sense. I think if anything, we want to like round out his back a little bit. Oh, I did it again. I did the Y button. This would round it out some. Let's go ahead and get the arm situation. Whoops. I would like it to be more square. But he's gonna have like stocky arms. I actually think they're too small, like vertically. Hold on. It needs to be like a pretty narrow extrusion or inset, I should say. Oops. And then we just bring it in a little bit here to kind of like make that even. Why does this already look like it's extruded when I go to do it? Like, how can I see it? Is it because I like bent the mesh just a little bit? No vertices were removed. I think it's just because the mesh is bent a little bit. And we'll give him like a pretty long arm. It's like roughly as long as his like torso is with like the little bit of legs that we have showing. I'll loop cut the crap out of this. Just so we can have it. If I want to like try to bend this character later. Oh, I didn't. Oops. Hold on, go back. I guess I did. It's just not enough. It looks a little too elongated. Like it's too rectangular. They almost look kind of like he's like a fantasy dwarf, you know what I mean? Like a Gimli like build. And then I also like to kind of bump up the elbow region of the arm to create kind of like a forearm. Oops, I wanted to do that to the entire loop. My bad. Okay. It's a little too defined here. And then I usually like to shrink up the forearm area. And then I think doing it's like a similar thing from this view makes sense. Basically just whoop, scaling it on the Y this time. Makes it look also kind of like they have bigger biceps. Just kind of makes more sense. All right, and then from here, the hand is probably just going to be like a big square. What is going on back here? Hold on. Round this out more. That's fine. Okay. Again, that definition is going to get lost with the flat coloring style. Let's give him like a blocky hand. Whoops, 3. We want to extrude and then stop the extrusion, and then we want to scale it up. And then we'll extrude out this way. Big chungy fisty. Big chungy fisty, but now his arms look too long. I think I was making his arms with like the hand already in mind almost. So let's just drag. Drag this back. Give them some space. This is fine. And then I mean, he's blocky. Like, the character design is meant to be a little blocky. The hands being such huge cubes, though, feels weird to me. So I think what I want to do... I want to first grab this. Then I want to scale it, like, down a little bit. It's a little too big. But then also... I would like to bevel these edges. I don't know what happens if I bevel like just the hands edges. Let's see what kind of geometry it attempts to create for that. You were busy, but I had asked you what the Y key does. It splits the mesh It essentially cuts out the selected part so it's no longer connected to the rest of the mesh. Oh, that's extremely not what I want that to do in that situation. Thank you for letting me know. Oh. That's not that bad. Hello. What's your what? Oh, I don't have it anymore. I don't know what happened to it. We also need to bring this forward for his chest. I also think, real quick... Oh, whoa. The loop cut here is weird. Bring this out, and then loop cut it again. And then we can use this as like a thumb. This is kind of like how I like to do a cheap little thumb. It probably doesn't need to be half as big. Hold on, before we do that. It needs to be a little bit more than half. So just move this along that. And now we can extrude. 1, 2, 3. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Hope you're having a restful vacation as well, and hope it continues to be. If you make any food, be sure to post pictures. I know you're cooking. I know you got something cooking. All right, arm geometry is a little crazy. It's like a little complicated, but we'll be okay. We'll be fine. That's not that big a deal. All right, let's like shape up the rest of this torso real quick. I think bringing this forward to like whoop indicate that there is like, you know, there's mass behind these clothes. Makes sense. The crotch is a little cinched, but you know what? We don't know what he's got going on down there, so don't worry about it too much. Now we need to worry about the head. And the head is like kind of the defining feature of this character. We can worry about the like the weaponry and stuff later. Let me figure out how I'm gonna do this. I think the first step... Whoa. Spacebar on accident. Let's just fill this for now. And then let us... Let's just leave it like that. I think I would like to have this loop cut continued where the face is like the face wasn't existing. It won't do it for me automatically, so I think I need to cut it with a knife. Problem is I can't really see. Hello? Oh, it wants it in edge loop mode. Oh, we can just connect them like this, huh? What you looking for?
Can I show you things I got at work today?
Yeah? What you got?
My boss got me this mug. She got everybody mugs. Look, chat.
Mox has a new mug.
Snowman. And then I made this hat. It's an ornament.
You made a hat?
Isn't it cute?
That is cute.
It's a little ornament beanie.
What did y'all do to make that?
It's a toilet paper roll.
Oh.
And then you do a bunch of like yarn.
Dude, I remember when I was in like kindergarten and stuff, there was always like a little arts and crafts, like make an ornament type situation. Do y'all remember that? That was always really fun. Did you do that?
I did a lot of like
Oh. Yo, chef, what's up? You still have several? Yeah, like when I go to my family house for holiday stuff, I feel like every time I go there, I see like their tree and it's got all those like ornaments I made in grade school and stuff. That was pretty fun, man. I liked being crafty in school. You don't remember much from before you were 15? Gotcha. Why did I do that? Why did I just make this loop cut? What is the point? I think it's because it just feels right to have. All right, so now we are basically dealing with the head. And the head is like the biggest piece of this. It's the most like iconic piece. So this is going to be like the hard part. I think we just want to start with like a cube. And again, I think we just want to like subdivide it a bunch and then try to shape it. I want to try to maintain like this crazy, like blocky, large, almost like reminds me of like big head mode and like 007 type stuff. Let's do just a cube. Zoop. Oop, don't move it like that. Move it like this. Zoop. Chef, hope you're having a great Thursday. I feel like this week, like the end of this week kind of snuck up on me. Otherwise, though, the week has felt very long. Give me like this. Do like that. And then we'll do that on this side as well. Like a little Rubik's Cube. You have an idea of how you would shape this? I'm thinking like, check this. I kind of just want to like, let's get like the profile. I think the profile is going to be easier to figure out first because the thing that's like most defining is how his like chin kind of like absorbs his torso from view. So like my head is immediately like, hey, let's go into the side view here. And it's like, let's drag this stuff around a bit. Oops. Bring this out. Bring this like down. Bring these both down. It's gonna be a little pointy, huh? We'll fix that. Like we'll make it less insane. Got like a Mandalorian helmet style thing going on here. He's got quite the nose, and it is like very down low on his face. You're gonna try it first. So what I did was all right, but it's not very methodical like you. I'm a very like procedural person. I think it comes from like my developer brain. All right, so we have this crazy looking shape. I think now what we want to do is we want to like make a basic like skull shape, and that usually I think starts. Hold on, let's before we get any deeper into this. Let's delete half of this. Gulp? What the heck? Oh, it's because I made the shape weird. That's right. We need a loop cut like right down the center. Scoop. Just want to mirror it so I don't have to deal with this on both sides. So generally, I think a skull shape begins with like the middle section being a little wider. So we'll scale this on the X and like bring it forward like this. You just have an idea of how you'd use the tools. Hey, you know what? That's the thing that I think is awesome about Blender is that like there's like 200,000 billion different ways you can do stuff. And if you find like a method that works for you, do it. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Sure, there's probably like reasons why you want to avoid doing certain things. I'm sure like everybody here could come up with a list of things that I'm doing that are probably ill-advised, but I'm not in the business of doing things extremely appropriate. I'm kind of just in the business of making sure I can get something done in general. I also think we want to bring like this entire chin piece, whoops, down. Gotta round out that chin. I think too, to like define these cheekbones. I kind of like how they just are very flush. I think we want to take like this edge, move it out a little bit. This is like very, very Andros. Let me see it without the X-ray. Ba, 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 ba. He's mewing? Yeah, he's been mewing hard. Mew maxing, in fact, people would say. Let's, hold on, let me position his head. His head is insanely large, but I mean, it doesn't look right in my brain because this is not what like a person looks like, but I mean, we're doing it off this very, very stylized pixel art. Just bring this whole thing forward. Bigger. Big head mode. I mean, his chin has to get bigger. It's like, it's gonna be like Chad Squidward or whatever. Like, look at that. What's going on there, dude? Hold on. Whoa, I'm selecting all these things I don't want to select. Bring this. Whoops. Appropriate. Most bad things are either bad for performance or animation, neither applicable to low poly. True, see? This is why I'm very happy to be in the low poly space, and I'll stay here as long as I can, to be honest. Okay, I hate to do it, but I think I need another loop cut here because right now this chin is like a little too flat. I want to bring it out a little bit. Oop. Our profile got kind of mangled. Like his nose lost definition because of this corner here. Here, hold on. Bring it like in like this, and then what's going on with this piece? That's fine. It's kind of like his brow. I think maybe we bring that forward a bit more. Nothing crazy, but it's like almost like a Easter Island. What are those things called? The Moai heads. You probably have started the head by beveling a cube. Look at that. We almost have like a natural nose shape in the geometry. I'm wondering how much of this we should mess with, and like, are we good to keep going? So did we come to a conclusion on whether or not this is hair? Is this hair or is this like a sack? Like a hood. Because it's kind of hard to tell. He's got the friar tuck. You thought it was hair? I think it's hair. That's a Costanza. I mean, the ear implies that there's hair here, but it almost like to me in all the other sprites. Oh, wait, is this? Okay, I see what you're saying. I don't know why, but like on the black background, so like Attactics has like black backgrounds when it's displaying these characters, so the border gets lost in the background a little bit. This gets lost, and I was seeing just like this piece, and it looked like a little sock to me, like a little like Legend of Zelda hat. But I think because of this context, y'all are right. This is just like the back of his head. That makes sense. Look how scared he looks. His little eyebrows. My dang flap on the back of the head. Beveling the corners in the edge. Oh, beveling the corners of a cube probably would have been a good idea, yeah. Can you bevel a vector? Like if I just grab one vert. Let me try it real quick. This is mostly for experimentation. I usually only ever do this with edges. It does not appear to like it. Whoops. No. Scale on the x-axis. Flatten this sucker out. I know it's going to look weird right now, but this is going to be where our ear comes from. I actually don't know if we should just make an ear separate. I kind of like just making a very small cylinder, like a hexagon, and then flipping and rotating that into position. I think for this we might do that. What's going on down here? It's got like very crowded. I think we are essentially done. The positioning of it is a little scuffed. Like, I think realistically it'd be more like here-ish. And I think we might need to edit the torso to accept that, like bring the front of it down a little bit. Because he's kind of like hunching, but I don't want to like model his back arced and all that stuff. Here, let me go back into the body real quick. First, let's also rename these things. This is the legs, head. Let's go back into the body. Grab these. Here, hide this for a second. Grab this edge. Bring it down. Oh, not that far down. Maybe bring these up to compensate. Don't mess with that. Control Shift B to bevel vertices. Oh. Whoa. Okay. Cool. Good to know. Did that create the extra vertices without moving them? I think it did. Okay. We removed 5 there. Let's see if the head looks. That's better. Let's bring this back as well. Just a little bit. And then I think we could just like take this face, kind of like extrude it up and like maybe rotate it. Whew, that looks a little weird, don't it? That's like so cursed looking. Hold on. That looks better to me. That looks better to me. That's acceptable. You're back from the grocers and you have some news. In the parking lot, there was a car with a tag Jiminy. And I was shopping in the super Eero and weird feeling in there, and halfway through I realized why there was no music, just the sound of carts wheeling around and goods being clawed off shelves. But you got the stuff to make lasagna tomorrow and everyone is welcome, or anyone is welcome to come by for dinner. That's weird that you saw a Jiminy. What are the odds of that? We were talking about Jiminy earlier today. All right, folks, go back to the head. Go back to the head. Just the name Jiminy, not like any person named Jiminy. I was like, does anybody know anyone named Jiminy? Bevel me. Whoa! Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Round out the chin a bit because it's a little too insane looking right now. I think we could do the same for the backside. Maybe not. Let's call that essentially done. We still need to do the shield and the sword. Sorry, I'm just like looking at it in this shading mode. Just get an idea for what's going on here. We still need an ear. Let's make an ear real quick. I'm just going to take a cylinder. I want it to be a... Let's do an octagon. Scale it on the x-axis 90 degrees. Whoa, what did I just do? I meant to rotate it on the x-axis 90 degrees. And then scale it down. We can also probably like scale it on just the X. Oops. And then of course we're going to want to scale it the Y a good bit. I want it to stay like kind of big and thick though. This might be a bit too big, but I mean, the idea is there. Slap that on this dude's head. It's already positioned pretty nicely. I do want to rotate it a little bit. Bring it down some. Then let's slap a mirror on this as well. Look at that ear. If you didn't already know, the scroll wheel changes how many segments it makes when you bevel. Oh, I see. It was a Mercedes convertible 2-seater as well, so Jiminy is doing pretty well. Jiminy Cricket, folks. Jiminy Cricket. Out here sorting out all the misdeeds and wanton adventures of our Pinocchio. Here's what I'm gonna do. Let's go into the head real quick. I want to shrink. I want to shrink this edge on the X. I want to like kind of like force this nose shape very dramatically. We need the belt buckle as well. These are like little decorative things that we need to slap onto our model. Let's just make another cube. I don't think we'll do anything else outside of like the sword and the shield, but I'm wondering like how we should even do those. Like the shield we can slap on one of these arms, I think, just at the top. But then the sword, what do we do about that? Are we gonna make it so that he's holding it in his hands so that it's pointing out this way? I don't know. I do not know the answer. All I know is that I want to make this. I want to split it in the middle. And then I want to cut it in half. I want to mirror it. And this is mostly so I only have to paint on one side. And then I want to scale it. Whoops. Make sure we're touching that. Scale you down. Whoa. First do the Z-axis. It's a pretty pronounced belt buckle. I've seen more impressive ones at like the rodeo or whatever, but I mean, doesn't mean he doesn't have to have like a pretty awesome belt buckle. Returned from the grocery store, got Old Bay seasoning, Dave's wing sauce, and orange pop. Yo. What kind of seasoning? Belt buckle. Looks a little weird. Kind of just slapped on top like this. But I mean, it's mostly for the outline in the painting process. We don't know much else about what he's wearing under here. It's a paprika e-spice. Oh, you talking about a... Okay, I see what you mean. Old Bay seasoning. I know what that is. People put it on crabs and like crawdads. It's good for like a crawfish boil. Okay. I think we're basically there. I do want his hand. I'm noticing it's like a little shrimpy looking. But mostly just like, I want to take this, scale it on the Y, just make it a little wider. Yeah, that looks a little better to me. And then maybe just bring this out a tad bit more. That looks good to me. That looks good. Okay. Last couple things here is the sword and the shield. What are we going to do about that? Go, my soldiers. Zorak, what's up? Go, my horsey. We also... Hold on. One more thing on the head. We're in like the part where I want to like keep tweaking things because I'm noticing odd behavior or odd things about it. I want to like take these edges and bring them back just a little bit to round out the head more. Problem is that it's actually... Probably want to do the faces. And then these edges. That looks good to me. Oh, because I got most of my groceries from Walmart delivery, but they were out of those three things. So you went in person to a different grocery store. Oh. Someday you should read the Blender documentation for the mesh tools. I think you might find stuff in there you'll find useful. And they have example images. I should. You know, it's weird. I've not ever opened the docs for Blender. Ever. I've been online and I've like found resources online to assist me when I'm stuck. But I've never actually cracked open the docs, which is rare for me. I'm very familiar with documentation and the advantages that it poses. I've just somehow managed to avoid it, which I think is a testament to the Blender community in general. Okay, thank you. GZ, just round out that head a little bit more. You're right though, I should crack it open, give it a look. Let's see, I think what we'll do, I think what I'll probably end up doing for the sake of the model is I will render the sword, like I'll make a sword and I'll have it like sitting up here, and then I'll make a shield and I'll have it sitting up here, like so that it's meant to be above the hands. I don't know, I'm torn because we could do it so that it's like on the character as it's meant to be. I think that would actually look cooler, like it would look cooler on the character that way. We'd have to put it inside the hand. But unfortunately, folks, I think this is about where we're going to wrap it up for the day. Spelunky took a little longer than I was expecting. We did get part of the modeling done, which is nice. I think on Saturday, we will finish off the sword and the shield, and then we'll texture this puppy. Open any menu, right-click on any option, and look at the bottom of the sub-menu. Open any menu? What do you mean by menu? Like the right-click menu? All right. Wow, it feels weird. It feels like my headphones got smaller. Okay. Let us, real quick, let me do a marker. Just so I can, I'm gonna stitch this video together because I think doing multiple uploads kind of sucks. All right, here we go. Yo, thanks, Arbor Cat. I was trying to keep the stylization of the sprite in line with like what we ended up modeling here, and it's like I did as best as I thought I could for it without spending way too much time on it, because I feel like the longer I spend on something, the more I end up disliking it. The head is so good. We kept the shape decently enough, and I like that I made it so that the nose has its own like very flat face. And then similarly, like places for the eyes. So it'll be fun to paint this one. You want to get a beer with this guy? I bet he would have a lot of good stories to tell about how I misplayed horribly. Here, real quick. Bring it out a little bit more. And then, yeah, this profile view is looking a little rough. Bring it down on the Z. What's going on? Hold on, I'm getting a lot of texts involving the plans for later this evening. And I need to make sure everything's good. He needs a badonk. Not everything needs a badonk. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, geez. Okay. Anyways, everything's fine. So we're getting booba. Is that how it works? If there's no badonk, is there like a quota, like a minimum viable sexiness that has to exist on every model? Either booba or butta? Yes, it's the law. I want to make sure we don't like this piece. I don't like this like extremely tight situation. This is fine. The torso is a little scuffed, but I think we'll be okay. Should be fine. Let's not fixate on it too hard. I want to try to get through this. Let's go ahead and, what is this? This is the belt buckle. Belt buck. What is this? Ear. And everything else is mentioned. Okay, let's do the sword, which I think we're just gonna use a cube, and we'll subdivide it up as necessary. So I'm just gonna like model this above our main character here. Badonk is a strict requirement. I must make my 3D renders sexy or else. I'm gonna have to practice armatures and rigging like a lot, because I was watching some videos and people were just kind of like making it look so easy. I don't even know how a skeleton works, man. Like not even like, I'm not talking like a 3D model skeleton. I'm talking like real life skeleton. I don't know how that shit works. It's like you need some biology understanding in order for this stuff to work. Yo, Darjeeling, thank you for giving a sub over to Maria Brucha. Much appreciated. That's a juice for you, and fast-tracked evolution for Maria. Much appreciated. Do y'all know each other? Are you friends? Or are you just being like super kind? Just play with it till it works. That's how you learn. Yeah, I need to go in there and mess with it. It seems so mysterious and like capable of a lot of different things. Am I crazy? Why does this look like it's... It looks like it's bulging at the center. It's not, but it kind of like is giving me the illusion that it is. I guess it's because these are highlighted. Yeah, it's fine. What? Is the word bulge off limits? Are we not allowed to say bulging? I don't know how necessary this loop cut was, actually. Hold on, give me a second here. It was necessary. Crap. Whatever. because I want to cut this in half. Let's do that first. We gotta make sure we like apply this modifier before we move it off the center axis and put it on the hand. Who's bulging? You can say bulge as long as you can laugh. You can laugh at anything I say, it's okay. Unless I'm like, I mean, you can laugh at whatever. I'm not gonna police your thoughts. But if I'm having like a heartfelt moment, I'm trying to be vulnerable, you know, I'm just kidding. Let's see. We don't want to go crazy with this sword. Let's just, you know, we don't need that many like faces and whatnot. I think we just take this out a good bit. Let's bring this out a little bit as well. This is the hilt. And then we just need to like, I think what I'll do, I want to expand these. Hello? You don't want to select? Okay. Bring these out. We need to bring the handle out a bit more, the hilt of the sword. Just about yay big. And then I kind of just want to like take these two faces and extrude them. I'm okay with this being very like Minecraft blocky. I don't really necessarily care if it looks particularly sharp or anything like that. I do think we want to maybe bevel these edges. Whoop! I don't even know what that was. And then I think ideally we would just take like this vert and this vert and this vert, merge them at the center, and same thing here, just to create like a blade shape. We got like a kind of a weird shape happening right here, which I'm not a huge fan of. Maybe we can remedy that. Like this is like, it's weirdly bent. Bring this forward. I should have done that with both of them. Bring this forward and then kind of like take this and this. Oops. What am I selecting? Oh. Honestly, it's fine. It's a weird shape, but I'm not gonna fixate on it too much. And then just take these. Take this, move it out. Why do you look so weird? Sure, sure. What's going on here though? Something's not right. It's like this face is all messed up. I think what we want is like a knife to make this like a little less psychotic looking. Give me the knife tool, please. I think we want to go from like this to here to here. And then I think we want, whoops, holy, no, don't do that. Then I think we want to take this piece out. Just to like maintain the face. It was getting like warped very weird. I think This is fine. Like, the shape doesn't have to be exaggerated too much. Again, the flat shading is going to kind of, like, remove a lot of this. Ideally, the blade wouldn't be so thick. But we've caused kind of a problem with that. Here, let's see what happens if we do like this. Yeah, hold on. Whoops. Yeah, see, I should have extruded the blade out. It's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Swords are what they are. But I do want to maybe like take this edge, bring it out a little bit more, give it more like of a shape that's a little bit more interesting to look at. I do think we can bring this in. We'd have to do it on both. Let's just do the faces. Sure, that's fine. Some extremely weird and complex geometry for such a simple shape, but I'm not too worried about it. Okay, I'm gonna just apply the mirror here. So now we have one like whole shape. And then let's just move it. Zoom. I know it's colliding with his thumb and all that good stuff, but I wasn't gonna like get really into the nitty-gritty of keeping this like the integrity in check. I was just gonna try to like line it up as best I could. And that looks pretty good to me. Sword is in hand now. Let's do the same for the shield. So is this a penis? Yes. This is a severed penis that he has taken from his enemies and he is now wielding as a weapon. Quite metal, in fact. Heartfelt moment. Have y'all ever made stuff out of felt? I was gonna make an ornament out of felt yesterday, but instead I made it out of perler beads. And it was fun. Perler beads take time, though. Give me a cylinder. I want it to be just an octagon. Octagon is fine here. Bring me up. Zoop. We'll model this above the character yet again. I think size-wise, this is kind of like a... It's like a... I mean, it's a shield. It's meant to be a shield, but it kind of looks more like a buckler. I'm going to keep it relatively in line with like a... Like yay big. I think this is pretty good. It can slap on the hand. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with it too much. We'll see. Bring me down, though. I want it to be like... It needs to have some thickness to it, but not a crazy amount. And this is basically just going to be what it is. We'll texture paint the detailing of the shield onto it. I'm not too concerned about putting like the... What is that thing called that like allows the shield to sit on someone's hand? Let's just see what this looks like on the top of their hand. The balls? I don't think it's called the balls. Interesting left-handed shield, or left-handed sword. You don't get that too often. All right, there we go. Good enough. Maybe we can add like a tiny cylinder in the middle of it, which is unfortunate because we've already moved it. Hold on, go back. What happens if you inset the face? Oh, it does exactly what I want. Just to make it look a little more interesting, I guess. Bring this up, and then we can like scale it so that it looks a little bit more rounded. Sure. Zoop. And then let me just make sure, whoops. Let me make sure this looks good on the y-axis as well. Yeah, looks good to me. Shield nipple. Indeed. Okay. I think that means we are now done with the modeling portion of this. We can move on to the UV unwrapping. And so last time I did a lot of different meshes like this, I didn't quite understand how to make sure that I had all of the individual meshes on the same like UV map. I have since figured that out, so I'm not gonna have a material per item. P is stored in the shield nipple. Sadness is stored in the muscles. And what do we do when we get sad? We get more muscles. Gah! Okay. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and get a material for the UV reference. We're gonna have to apply it to all the meshes, but it's okay. Dang missile. I like that I'm assuming that's meant to be like, why is it called missile? Because it's not spelled like missile, like a projectile. What's the lore behind that emote? A missile's about to hit his family, also Danglish. Oh, is that when he's watching them in their like little spaceship, or not spaceship, their jet engine or jet, and then it explodes, and then she has to like parachute them to safety? Give me my emission shader. Boop. We're gonna call this the texture. Yup. Got you. Here, hold on. First, also, let's change the color management to standard. Go back here. We're fine with this. Let's just go ahead and add our image. We want it to be a UV reference with a UV grid on it. So far, it's only applied to the shield. That's okay, though. We can go in here. Apply texture. Now it's on the belt buckle. There's a way to do this faster, but I don't know how. There's like a hotkey. Oops. Cylinder already has it. Oh. Ear. Empty. This is our reference image. We don't need to apply that. Okay. The UV is fricked, as is evidenced by this, but this is fine. Go into this mode. We'll start unwrapping this puppy. Hopefully all of this works onto the same UV. Give me my live unwrap. Let me see all my faces for everything. I think I have to like shift click. I need to like group everything. Hold on, go back to this real quick. I want to put all of the like parts of our character into the same collection. I should have made the new collection first. And then I want like world things, like a camera, the light if we had one. We're not going to use a light for this. But we'll use like a camera and an empty for like getting pictures of it later. UV editing. Okay, here we go. This looks better. Yeah, this has everything. Okay. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff overlaid and whatnot. This will go away once we start unwrapping. First thing I want to do probably is like unwrap the boots. Whoops. I'm in face selection. Give me this mode. Make a seam here, please. Okay, it's already starting to move things around. Still very fricked up, but it's okay. Just go down like one side. Just cut here. And then also do like the very bottom of the foot. Flatten that out. Doesn't want to. Okay. Looking better already. I think this is kind of like the angles are a little complex. I think it's fine to go ahead and like split this up as well. And we might even do well to have like, oh, this is probably part of the problem. Doop. Okay, that looks a little better. We're getting closer. I do wonder if this seems like it might be overkill. I think it'd be better to go down this way. As long as the squares aren't like warped as hell, like this is pretty warped. I think we need to hide the body real quick. I think it would be imperative or good for us to cut this up. Whoops, no. Just mark the seam, please. Okay, that looks way better. A lot less warping going on here. Bring back the body. The belt buckle is omega fricked, which is surprising to me because it's a rectangle, but I guess it's because it's like crammed in here. There's a lot of weird stuff going on here. I probably should have like merged verts. There might be like some rogue extra vertices in here. Let's go do that real quick. Merge by distance. It removed 0. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. All right, back in here. Why can't I use the body? Is this a selection issue? There we go. Same thing here. I want to kind of like split the bottom seam. Just kind of start there, flatten it out. What's going on my phone? This is already looking a little better, although the squares are much smaller on this texture than they are on the boot, but maybe when we average their sizes, things will be okay. You can tell the arm is causing a lot of friction here. Let's cut the arm off, and then we'll split it. I think also we could get away with cutting the torso in half vertically. Did that change nothing? That was surprising to me. I think the cats are playing with the Christmas tree. I can hear it. That looks better. Like cube, like shape-wise. We got a lot of weird stuff going on here. I think it's probably because of the neck. Okay. The neck is still very messed up. Doesn't matter all that much. Hide the head real quick. This is like, it's mostly just important that things aren't wildly distorted like what's going on over here. That looks a lot better. It's the other half of the Ben Affleck smoking meme coin. What? This arm is omega fricked. Let's start by like just taking this and cutting it in half. That's better. Let's now remove the entire fist. And then let's just like split the fist. And then take this entire face off. That's better. Still a little weird, but not as bad as it was. And I think we can work with this, to be honest. The main thing we want to make sure is nothing's overlapping when we're done here. Depressed Ben Affleck photos never fail to crack me up. Nothing against him personally, but they're just so funny. Do y'all think that Ben Affleck and... what's the other guy? Matt Damon? Aren't they like really good friends? Is it possible that they're... is it possible they love each other, but they're like too stuck in Hollywood for it to be a thing now? Yes. Bellgrass music. You'll love to hear it. I think, like... Here, just cut the whole thumb face off. That's better. If Ben Affleck... I mean, if Matt Damon was in Pearl Harbor, I could definitely see more of the, like, the allegations, potentially. Belt buckle. What is wrong with this thing, dude? Why is it so messed up? It's just a rectangle. But surprisingly, Matt Damon was not in that movie. What is going on? Hold on, come here. Hide the body. What is going on here? How are you all twisted? What? I think this thing is like actually totally fricked up. Oh, maybe not. I think it was just the UV was causing it to be a little fricked. Okay.
Woo!
Both of them are in the movie The Last Duel. I don't know if anybody here has seen that movie. I watched it kind of like on a whim. I went through a phase last year where I just started watching random movies on various streaming platforms to see like if they were any good. The Last Duel stars... Uh-oh, I don't know what I just did. It stars Matt Damon, and Ben Affleck's in it, but it also features Adam Driver. It was pretty good. The story is interesting because it's like an actual historical event that took place in France. You watched it after I recommended it? What did you think, 1, 2, 3? It deals with some pretty heavy theming. I hit the Windows key. Whoops. Alright, this is actually looking a lot better. Like, everything's looking a little samey. The ear is very messed up. Okay, that's better. I do think I'll just like flatten both sides of the cylinder for the ear. Ooh, here, take one edge. Split that. That looks a lot better too. You really liked it? The multiple points of view storytelling was fun. Yeah, I thought it was an interesting way. You hid the body at 38 degrees north and 78 degrees west. Is that how they work? Coordinates? I thought they were more complex than that. Sword and shield are fricked up. I think this might be like, it's because like there's so many elements to this that we are trying to cram onto the same texture, but I think it'll be fine. It's gonna be a little bit more pixely than normal, which is not a bad thing. I actually think like low definition textures on models looks pretty good. Split the sword in half. And then also maybe even down like this side. I'm surprised this doesn't loop. That's probably not a good sign. Anytime I like alt click an edge and it doesn't grab the entire loop, I'm like, uh-oh. This is looking better, but this whole section is kind of scuffed. I think it's just because of this weird line. Because it doesn't like, it doesn't attach to anything. I feel like maybe we ought to merge verts here. Because this creates faces that are kind of not relevant. Like, what happens if I just merge? It's gonna warp the UV, but I mean, Like, why does this... Like, this doesn't need to be here. I mean, if we connect it to this, it would be awkward, but it doesn't need to exist. Maybe we just dissolve it. Boop! Let me dissolve the edge and see what happens. Okay, that seems better to me. I need to do that on both sides, though. And then we need to merge this. I mean, I'm kind of like, why don't we just dissolve these? All right, just kind of like simplify this a little bit. Okay. Woo! Wrong button. Okay. It's kind of like hiding the body right on state and main, but not sure. Oh, but sure. Well, I am going to refrain from asking any more questions so that I'm not implicated. Ignorance is bliss and all that. It's kind of like me at my job. I don't really want to know the fine details of what we do because I don't want to be implicated. Boop. Okay. Sword is looking good enough. Wait. This is bad. I don't know what's going on with this face. What is wrong with this? It's like extremely warped here, but like fine down here. Maybe there's too many seams. It's not a morally questionable job if you don't know what you're doing. True. I think we're morally better than I think a lot of jobs. That might sound like copium, but I think like I know like at a high level what we do at my job, and it's I think it's a good thing. I think we do good things for people. Okay, that's fine. Y'all can stay kind of jumbled like that. I don't like how the different sides of the sword are like different square shaped. It doesn't really mind, like I don't really mind that they're not lining up. If I was like putting this on a texture that pre-exists, also we're upside down. Whoa. But the size of differential between these is bothering me. Maybe when we like select everything and average their scale, it'll be better. Coco Macoma, Jimmy Trash, how are y'all doing, by the way? You're glad you live in Canada? I'm sure with all the things I say on the internet, it would give me a visit from the NSA. Maybe, I don't know. I think they might be like mind flooded. There's like too much stuff for them to investigate. Mark my seams. Whoop. That looks pretty good already. That looks pretty close. I think maybe we just, whoop. Split the nipple. Okay, let's call this good enough. Why is the body not selected? Okay, there it goes. Now select everything and then let us go over here. I want to average the island scale, and then I want to see how they're like bleeding over. We need to pack our islands in such a way where we have a lot of margin. That's better. Yeah, so nothing now is overlapping, and I mean, the squares are pretty evenly shaped. or pretty evenly sized. I mean, they're tilted and twisted and all that good stuff, but I mean, this is pretty good. I think we can live with this. Let us go to the painting time. That was kind of complicated to unwrap. I'm surprised. I still have no, like, I'm very fly by the seat of my pants when it comes to texturing. So I'm not very, and by texturing I mean everything involved, UV mapping, etc., etc. So I'm not super surprised that that was difficult for me. Why don't we have the boots selected? Oh, we need to do this for everybody. No, we don't. They're already applied. We just need to make sure we have everything selected when we go into texture paint mode, I think. Yeah. All right, real quick, I'm going to get a color palette going. We want the color black. We want this like light orange color. We want this like red color. And then we just need white. Whoops. And that's kind of all we need for this. A nice like 4-color palette for this. I'm going to just flat this. See, it's only got this selected still. Oh, it's because of this thing. I remember this. To like select everything and paint it, you have to do like this little checker flag paintbrush option, and it actually allows you to paint onto just that object. I don't know if there's a way to like select all and do it, but it's not a big deal. And it kind of like is nice to be like, I want to make sure I'm painting just this. Hold on, go back to the body real quick. Did I miss some spots? Maybe like the interior of the thumb because there's an object blocking it. Yeah, it's getting a little weird. Not a huge deal though. We can hide the sword. Make sure that it gets painted. It might also be like the top of the head, or the neck, I should say. No, seems like we got it. These holes in it are just where I did like weird cuts, and now the face is like somewhere else. Like this is probably like this. Hard to say. Sure, there's ways we could find out, but I don't care enough. Let us also here, while we do this, I like having this other viewport down here. Like seeing the texture is fine. It's nice to be able to make sure that we're painting on the right spots or like right thing, but I like being able to see with the right shading in the bottom right how it's actually like rendering out. All right, give me the sword. Obviously not going to paint it this color, but I mean, we're gonna start with a flat. I just like having like everything be one color to start with. I know it's like black to start with, but I like to use our color palette. Look at this. That's a problem. I think that's just a, wait, is this overlapping? Are our UVs overlapping? I thought they were fine. This is overlapping. What are you? This is a tip of the sword? Honestly, just scale it down, move it. We're gonna like double check with my UV real quick, and then we're going to repaint everything black. Okay. Start me over. This is why I like doing flats first. It lets you know right away if there's something weird going on. Belt buckle. Sure. Body. And there's gonna be like some oddities. Maybe like some like pixelation. Almost like an anti-aliasing type thing going on with the texture because of how much we're trying to shove onto the 1K texture resolution. What is this from? Is this from Divers? It's doing it here too. It is from Divers. I like this song a lot. It looks better, actually. Hold on. I think I was just not hitting it before. Those like little pixelations are gone, but like the most important thing right now is making sure we don't have any like weird UV overlapping. Helldivers 2 has only one song on repeat. The more I hear like the music from Divers, the more I'm like, wow, they put a lot of effort into the soundtrack for that game specifically. I need to go back and play it more. But we'll get there someday. I decided that like with UFO 50, I was maybe like going a little too hard into it at once, and I wanted to like savor it a bit more and not blow like my load on it or like get too burnt out on it. Because I didn't want it to fall victim to like the, oh, I've played it too much, so now I'm like not having a good time situation. What should I get for lunch, dude? I am starving. I just realized I'm like extremely hungry. A wrap? I could go for like a burrito. We had pizza last night and it was good. It was actually surprisingly cheap. We got like 5 pizzas and breadsticks and it was like 40 bucks. That felt really cheap. That was like Home Alone style prices for pizza. Cause like in that movie, they spent like $122.50 on 10 pizzas that were $12 each. And that was made in like the early 90s. Bibimbap? I don't think there's a place around us that can do bibimbap. I don't think I've ever had it. I don't really know what it is. It's like a kimchi style dish, right? Is that correct? All right. Our flats are done, and everything looks okay to me. Like on the UV, things are looking fine. Now we just got to decide what to paint. And I think we'll start with like the items first, and then we'll work towards the body. Let me rename this. This is the shield. What the crap, dude? Caps Lock was acting crazy. This is the shield, and this was the sword. They don't need you to spell to cook it. That's why I couldn't spell it. I've never had it, yeah. I mean, I don't know how to spell bibimbap. I've never seen it on a menu in my life. But in general, I don't know. All right, we want the sword to be white with like a little bit of like orange detailing the edge of the blade, perhaps. The hilt is this darker orange color as well. We don't know what the handle of the sword looks like, so maybe we'll paint it black. Doesn't really matter all too much, but let's select some faces. Let's just get the entire like cross guard. And now let's make sure we enable, this is texture paint mode, excuse you. Let's make sure we enable this. So we only paint on this face. Cool. Now we can do the same for the blade. Can I select the whole? No? Okay. I kind of hate that the selection color, like the selection highlight, is kind of the same color as the flat. Makes it hard to kind of see what I've selected here, but that's okay. I've made this bed, I shall lie in it. Give me the white. Also, hold on. Fall off needs to be bloop, non-existent. We need a constant pressure. Get in here and get these like little pixels. I don't know how they're like making it through. Okay, that's better. And I think what I'll do is like the outer edge of the blade here and like the tip will give it that like cool orange highlight. To do that though, I want to like make this much smaller. Give me like an 8 pixel radius. Give me a 16 pixel radius. And then also let's go down here. Turn off occlude and backface culling just so I can paint through this object temporarily. Give me the orange color and also give me a line tool. And then like line this up in such a way where we're like right on the edge. And then hit Alt to make a straight line all the way down. Boom. That looks pretty cool. That looks pretty neat in our flat painting. And now let's do the same for the edge. Except I don't think we can do like a perfect angle here. Get it more on the pointier side, like this. Do a couple of different strokes just to ensure. That looks pretty good to me. Yeah. Shing! We could have also just selected this face and done that, but that's whatever. That's pretty nice. Okay. The hilt of the sword. Blah, 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 blah. Hide the body real quick. Yoop. See, look, we missed the hilt already. Let's just hit this one with the black coloring, I think. Oops. We missed a face. Also, I don't want to line tool this. I just want to paint on it. We also need to turn off... Okay, we have this. We turn it back on. Okay, we're good. I just want to like accidentally paint through the model now. Okay. Sword, I think, looks pretty good. I think we're essentially done already with that. Not a big deal. Pretty easy. Let's bring the body back. I don't know how I feel. I kind of think maybe the handle should be the same color as like the skin. It just looks weird. Bring it back to this like color that we started with. Doesn't matter too much, to be honest, because the hand is holding or like hiding a good portion of it. And I know right now it looks like an extension of the hand, but we'll like detail the hands a little bit to like differentiate them. Let's move on to the shield. The shield has a little bit more detailing going on. Let's take a look. It has like vertical lines. It doesn't have like lines that meet in the center like this, like the texture would imply, or the topology would imply. So I think what we'll do for this is we will create the line work vertically for this. And I like how it's kind of like it varies between the black and then like the orange as like a highlight, kind of almost implying a roundness to the shield. There's also some like shading going on at the bottom part of it. It's hard to emulate that with the perspective that we're doing it on, but we can do as best as we can. I think let's just focus on doing the top part of the shield, which means select all these faces and then even these, please. I will start by making it white. And then let's do some black line work like we had discussed. We're gonna do them horizontally because it's like he's holding the shield out against his hand. And here, if he was holding it out front, it would be vertical perhaps. There's one kind of going through the center. I'm also not gonna worry too much about the back side of the shield at present. And we'll paint over the, you know what, actually, before we do this, just give me these The center is like painted slightly differently. Like it doesn't seem to adhere to any of this behavior, so we'll just leave it out for this. Is this thickness appropriate? Maybe we should zoom out a little bit more. It seems too thick. We made it thicker by moving away. There's only 4 or 3 vertical stripes on the shield. And I would like for them to be relatively evenly placed, even though that doesn't appear to be the case on the artwork itself. Probably should have back-faced occluded, huh? Let's do that just to be safe. Also, we missed a piece when we were painting it white. Did we miss the edge? We didn't even get the edge, but that's okay. We can do that later. Give me back the black color. Give me back the stroke line tool. And give me... We need to do this. Yeah. Occlusion and back face culling. Bring me back in closer. Or was I just hitting that on accident with this? Probably. Whatever. Fail. Why does that look thicker? It is thicker. Is it because we zoomed out and then zoomed in again? I want them to be consistent, so I'll get rid of them. I hate that the zoom affects the brush size, and it doesn't appear that there's anything in Blender that will stop that. It's such a weird quirk. And it feels like it should be something that you can very easily change setting-wise, but it's not. This is good enough. Don't tunnel vision too much. I will say, hold on. I want to maintain the thickness because we need to like do some orange work here. Like this, 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 and then grab this. And then let's do like from here to here as orange. Same on this side. Roughly the same placement. It doesn't have to be perfect. I think it looks better if it's not, to be honest. And then here, do like a little bit more to imply a bit more roundedness towards the center. And then, oh geez, I just realized I missed this one a little bit. That's better. And we'll flatten these out. I know that the brush stroke is a little rounded. Kind of looks a little odd. I actually don't know how we would correct that. Is there a way to change like the stroke? Shape? There probably is. I just don't know where to go to do it. Paint hard. No, I like paint hard. Meh, maybe I won't worry about it too much. I guess I could like do like a very small vertical line. Like that. And then fill in these gaps later. When I have to do like very fine things like this, I feel like I start holding my breath. Whoop! What the heck was that? Huh, I must have like accidentally toggled to this mode, selected it. give me back my regular paint tool and zoom in a lot. So what this will allow us to do is paint on a very, very pixel level. We're very anti-aliased right now. It's extremely like blurry. But you can kind of see how it's filling in the pixels where we want them to be. This is like extremely obtuse. I wonder if there's a way to disable anti-aliasing on like larger resolution textures. I'm sure there is. I just don't know where to do it. And it's ultimately not a huge deal right now. Okay. So there's that. Shields like that. We want to now outline the top half with like this orange color, top half of this like nipple with the orange, and then outline the bottom half with the black, and then do like a little bit of like rounded shading, I think. So let's do that. Top half needs orange because it's like the highlight. Let's do the line tool yet again. And then we won't worry too much about precision on this. We'll just like start here and then like color around. Probably should do a little bit thicker of a stroke if we're gonna do it this way. Let's do 16. Because we're only getting half of that if we're only painting on this. See what I mean? We're just going from like edge to edge here. Yo, Black Schmoll, what's going on? Thanks for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. How are y'all doing today? Much appreciated. Hopefully you're not getting blocked by any of my moderation to prevent you from chatting. But if you're new here, welcome in. Good to see you. Thanks for the raid. Hope you're doing well. What were you working on? Thank you for the shout out to Black Schmoll. How did you find the channel? I don't think we've been introduced. Doop. Choop. Choop. And then we go in extremely close to fix this, like on a pixel by pixel basis. We can correct this as well. Keep it like very much on the perfect vertical. You were sculpting in Blender and was looking for another Blender head. Hey, thanks for the raid. What were you making? Were you making something something low poly, high poly? What were you working on? Always interested to hear. We are converting a pixel art character from UFO 50 to 3D right now. We're just texturing it. We got a little ways to go, but I mean, it's coming along. High poly for 3D printing. Ooh, fancy. Neat. Wait, did I miss the... Oh, I missed. I'll have to check out what you were working on. Thanks for the raid. Hope your stream went well. Now we need to do this interior portion with like a little bit of... It's interesting that like the top, I guess the top is like the most highlighted it can be, and then this is like a little bit more shading, but not quite like extremely shaded. So what I'll do, let's just select this whole puppy. Whoops. Now we can only paint on this. Bring me back to this view, and then we're just gonna like, I actually think it might be easier to just select the faces we want to paint here. The bottom half. Let's just do it this way for now. I don't see anything wrong with this. And then I think what we'll do for the little tip of the nip is we'll just stabilize the stroke here. Scoop. Make like a rounded U shape. Nothing too crazy. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's beauty in the imperfections. Remember this. Boom. We don't know if this is like a perfectly rounded nipple on this shield. It might have a little bit of distortion to it so that it warps and bends. Also, did I ever turn off the back face occlusion? It doesn't really matter because I'm only painting on certain faces, but I don't think I did. Yeah, bring that back. And we're not going to do the outline in the black because we're going to put an outline on this with the solidify modifier, so it'll capture that already. So we don't need to worry about that. The rest of the shield is basically just painting it white around these edges. and then on the back of the shield. Maybe we'll do, I don't think that matters, to be honest. Whoops. Turn off my stabilization. Excuse me. Give me all that. Okay. Don't have to worry about it too hard. I think just worrying about the top being detailed is good enough for us. Maybe including the line work here would actually be wise. The problem is that the thickness is kind of lost on us at this point. So we're gonna have to do some like guesswork, which sucks, but you know, it is what it is. Maybe like here-ish. Just give me like a straight down. Well, from this perspective, the straight down line doesn't really work, does it? That's close enough. We don't have to be worried about it too much. Don't sweat the small stuff. And then again, I'm not worrying about the underside of the shield. Seems like overkill. I will, though, fill in these little gaps because they are annoying. I will do that only on this side. Whoop. So you. Not the bottom. Whoop. It looks like we can't quite get it because of the resolution of our texture. Doesn't want to paint on it. That's okay. Again, kind of keeping the low poly fuzziness, or like the low resolution fuzziness for this is kind of nice. A 1K texture is plenty of space for like high quality stuff for the most part. But I like with like low poly having a little bit of like pixelated texturing. Okay. Sword and Shield are essentially done. Pokemon Company like 6 months after they started developing those games. Let's work on the head. Actually, let's do the boots. Let's go from the bottom up. Looks very nice so far. It'll pop a lot with the outline. I'm excited for that. Goop. Let's go back to the actual shading for it. Come back. Yeah, that shield looks pretty cool. I like the way it came out. Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't do like any bottom highlighting. I do think that would make like a difference here. Let's kind of just like a low swoop. I've never used the curve tool. What better time to try it though? How does it work? It doesn't like it. We have to draw a curve. Oh, new paint curve? What? I don't know how to actually use it. Interesting. Input samples, jitter, dash ratio. Adjust strength for the spacing. What are you talking about? Give me my tools. Whatever. We'll just we'll paint it. I'll have to look more into that later. I don't really know what's going on with that. Still very new with the texturing tools inside of Blender. All right. I think here we just want to do like that. Paint this. That looks cool. That gives it a little bit more. It makes it a little bit more with like in line with the edge of the sword. Yo, Rakshasa. You don't even have to tell me what game this is from because like the sound is so. It's Althasar's hat? Never mind. And then the bottom, I won't worry about these like little shading parts. There is a little bit going on like with the side and the top, but I don't think we need to worry about that too much. I think it'll muddy it up. All right, moving on. Let's do the shoes, the legs, I should say. These are gonna be pretty straightforward. As we can see, like they're mostly just like this flat orange color. Give me like just the entire boot. I think what we'll do, we don't really get to see their legs, but I think we'll do like their shoes, the orange color, and then we'll give the legs the black color. Oops. Okay. Orange me up. Get rid of this. No more stabilization, please. Probably should have turned on back phase, but it's okay. This isn't like a very difficult process, very complicated or anything like that. Should probably also paint the bottom of them, you know? Just my opinion. I do think we'll give like a little bit of, even with the outlining that we do, it's nice to have like a little bit of like, of a bottom line work here. Nothing too crazy, but just like slap it across the bottom of the shoe. Like so. Just to separate them from the ground a little bit. And then also, I think I'll paint the entire bottom of the shoe black, but also turn this back on. This is a very like simple color palette, right? We're doing with like, it's like basically 2-bit, 3-bit, because it's 3 colors. So we have like, we have to kind of just use what we have. And I think maybe we can get away with doing like a little bit of like black on the, under the lip of the boot, if that makes sense. Very small like line that kind of separates, creates like a little bit of shadow. And then similarly, I think we do the same kind of like line work behavior, but with a much smaller pixel radius, and we zoom in more for it. So like here. It looks a little funky. Whoops. I think we got the whole thing, yeah. Again, it's gonna look a little pixelated and jagged. It also kind of is annoying that because our textures are rotated on our UV, the pixelation is a little like diagonal. But that's gonna happen unless I go in and like rotate everything to be the correct orientation, and I'm not super into doing that at present. So we'll deal with this the way it is. I'm not too worried about it. How do we look though? How are we looking? They are indeed very simplified boots. Nothing crazy going on here. They don't have anything kind of going on with them. We could like get fancy and maybe paint some like laces on the boot. Maybe we'll do that just to add like a little bit of visual intrigue. I think we can accomplish that by just providing line work on the face of the boot. Very minor visual intrigue. You can see it makes quite a difference. Oh, I did the back face. Whoops. Yeah, just like a little bit of action like that can go a long way. Okay. Now for the legs. I can't decide if we should keep them like what the flesh tone color is or if we should just make them black. I think we're gonna make the legs black just to like imply that he's wearing some kind of like tights or something. Makes sense to me. Space. Just turn this off for my own mental safety. Whoop! How did you do that? Oh, I turned it off. It was already on. Okay. Leg. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. It like contrasts pretty heavily. We're gonna have to do like the entire torso a certain, like I think we'll do it with the orangey color, and then we'll paint some details on it. The belt buckle is actually like the most detailed thing on his torso that we can see. So let's get in there and do the belt buckle real quick. Belt buckle is, according to our thing, it's flat orange. Why are we in edit mode? Oh, we are because we're selecting faces. Just go ahead and select the whole thing. From the front, at least. We don't really care about the back too much. Probably could have deleted the back faces, but bah, not too worried about it. Paint mode. Give me the orange. Okay. Start with this flat color. And then bring me back this way. There's like a little bit of like a black center to the belt buckle. And then there is like a yellow cross. Let's do the cross first. I think the easiest way to do this, of course, will be with line work. And then maybe let's do a 16 pixel brush here for this. This is like the direct middle and we're mirroring the UV. So let's just like go down. Maybe make it a little thicker. It's thicker on the top than it is the bottom. Or the sides, I should say. Like it's thicker on the up and down. I just realized how very like German colored this entire color palette is for this guy.
Woo! Woo!
And then we'll just do like the black color here. I think keeping it like this is actually kind of nice. It looks good to me. Looks like kind of like Ow from Splunky. Yo, true, with the head shape. Now we gotta do the torso. I think this, well, hold on, we should probably carry these over. Can't really see. Whoops, I don't have the line tool right now. I do have the line tool. Okay. This up. This. That should get it on both sides, I think. Yeah. Now we gotta do the top. Whoop, whoop, whoa, wee. Okay, whoop. Is there no way to tilt it up? Hold on. 8? Yeah. Okay. How about down? Yes. Learning the hotkeys for the camera controller. Okay. Good enough. The black color got a little scuffed. Zoom and enhance like a lot. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Cool, good enough. Good enough. It's like a little off center. Maybe like extend this. Doesn't have to be perfect. Again, perfection is the enemy of completion. Okay. Then we got to make sure we give the torso some love here. I'm thinking here. Let's get into the body. Let's select the entire like tunic part of the character. Leave his arms out for now. What the heck? Okay. I want to like color it this orange color to start, I think. Who gave Ryan Gary from Splunky 2 a sword and a shield? That's what I'm saying. Oops, we accidentally collected the neck somehow. That's okay, we'll come back and fix that. Yeah, this doesn't bother me right now. Okay. We see in the art that the tunic, or at least the belt buckle, is orange, so I like keeping this orange color for the tunic. I think what I'll do for the belt buckle though is I'm going to just do like black line work to differentiate, because if I use the yellow, which is implied his skin tone for this, it'll look like he's got like a little crop top on, which there's nothing wrong with. Crop tops, quite a nice piece of clothing. But for the sake of our guy here, we're going to make sure we have him in like a uniform that you would see him in the battlefield with. Give me a line tool. Turn this off. Start in like the dead center of the belt buckle. Give him the little belt. Rotate me. There's our belt. And then I think similarly, we missed a painting here. Whoops. Turn this off. And by turn off, I mean turn it back on. Give me my space tool, paint this. We need to maybe give him some sleeves. It's hard to tell if he has sleeves or not, but you know, I think realistically, this guy might have some like sleeves for his tunic. So we'll paint this the same color as the tunic. Okay. And this is kind of where his arms come into play. It's looking pretty good. I think also for the sake of like some visual intrigue, we will give him like a rounded collar, maybe like a little bit of like a black undertone here, just to create some depth in the chest region. Give me the stabilize. Let's bring this down to 16. I went a little too crazy with it. Bring this in. Scoop. Meet in the middle. And then come in here and let's paint these like spaces in. I hate that we missed the top, but we can remedy that well enough. Doesn't have to be an exact science. It's hard to see underneath this chin anyway, the Giga chin. One thing's for sure though, we need to go back and like recolor the chin, or the neck I should say, to his skin tone. And we need to fix this little gap in the back of his shirt. So come back here, get this yellow. Very Simpsons-esque. Okay. That looks good to me. Come back here. Actually, select just this face. Zoop! Okay. I think we can maybe also give him like a button. A button on like this panel. Maybe a couple. Ooh, but it's gonna be mirrored. Yeah, hold on. Let's just slap him in the center. A little bit larger. I do love how funky they design people at Moss Head. Or Moss Mouth. Yeah, me too. Very distinctive styling. This button feels like it's crowding the belt buckle now. The second one. I think I'm just going to leave it at one button. But then that looks kind of weird. You know what I think it should be instead of a button? Maybe it should be like a little slits. Give me stabilization. And let's make this even smaller. Zoom out though, just to make it a little bit bigger. Give it like... almost like whatever... I don't really know what these are on clothing. It kind of looks like a Wi-Fi symbol. Hold on. Give me just the line tool. Maybe it needs to be like an X. I think an X is gonna look like a bow tie. There we go. A little cinching. Like it's a tie to keep the tunic in line. I think that looks fine to me. Let's We don't really have a way to shade without using the black color, and I don't really want to make a flat black shading for anything. That looks good to me. We have his hand. Now his hands have some detailing. There's a lot of like line work to differentiate his thumb. I think what that translates to for us is basically just saying, here, take this sword out of the equation. Select this face. Whoop. Basically just these two faces. We're just going to paint them straight up orange. Whoops. Give some definition to the thumb. Why aren't you painting? Whoa. It doesn't like it because of the texture. I wonder where we are. Which faces are you? It doesn't even show. It's not a huge deal. I don't really like it, but it's not a huge deal that this won't paint. I don't know where on our texture this is. Is it here? Is that what this is? No. This is the boot. Is this? What is that? Is this it? No. I can't tell. I don't know where we put the hand. Oh, it is this. Yeah, that's weird. It's gonna be weird about trying to paint that. Bring this back. What if I... I can see where it's painting on there. I was just trying to like get an idea of how this was laid out. Maybe it's more like this. Yeah, that seems to be more like the area that's being affected there. It's weird to paint off the texture or off the UV like that, but it looks a little better now. It's not crazy. I don't like that it's now bleeding onto this face as much, but it's a pretty tightly packed object. I don't know if we're gonna get in there well enough. That's fine. Not too concerned. Let's do like the fingers. So the hand is oriented like this right now. So we need to paint like, this is like the top of their knuckles. Fingers would start like here-ish. Let's just paint them down. How many fingers does he have in the reference? Looks like he only has 3 omega big fingers and then like a thumb. Which just means we'll do 2 big cuts here. We don't need to select these. Let's do this. Give me the orange. Give me a line tool. And then let's do 16 pixels wide here. Because they are pretty pronounced line work. But I'll zoom in so that it's not too crazy. Tilt me. Whoa, that went way farther down on the hand than I thought it would. I think this can go even higher up though. He's also got like these like little black dots kind of denoting his fingertips. I don't think we need to include that per se. And I don't know if I want to go into much more detail, like trying to create like an individualized finger, because I think we're going to lose the plot there. It's going to look a little weird. This maybe could have used like another line here, like another face that we could extrude out, or not extrude, but move out so it's not as flat. It could have been rounded, but I think it's okay. Like this looks pretty decent in the flat coloring style that we have going on. Not too worried about that, especially with the thumb kind of providing more depth. I do think we need to paint like this face, maybe even all of these with orange to imply like a shadow. Because like when you look at it from this perspective, it helps. We might also get away with like doing like a little bit of a line here for a thumb. Something like with a smaller brush, or maybe even like shading to imply like a palm, like a thumb in your palm. You know, like the dent in your palm. Give me a stabilize. That's like the general idea, but I don't love what I just did. Maybe start it on this like side face. It's a little too dramatic of a curve, I think. I think it just looks kind of like on accident. What if we did like this action? It looks like a happy face. Maybe just color it in more. The hope is that it implies this like fleshier part of the thumb. You know what I mean? It's not working very well for that purpose. I think it's because this is like too far this way. It needs to be like rounded like this, inverted. Zoom in. We might be getting a little like lost in the sauce here, but I think it's fine. Let's just leave it at that. Chances are it won't even be seen in like the final render. Okay. Moving on. Let's look at the head. The head is going to be relatively complicated. There's a lot of detail going on here. I think maybe we start with the ear, actually. Let's just get in there. Blah, 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 blah. We only really need to do anything on the front face. What? Oh, scoop. Pretty easy. I just want to do like a little line work here, stabilize. He just has like a little groove or like a line for his ear. I think I'll zoom in so I get a little bit smaller of a line. Can't really see what's going on inside the texture or inside the mesh here. But I think what we'll do is we'll do like that and then like and then give me like a one of these. No. Give me like one of these actually. Yes, the line tool is dependent. It's so annoying. So if I'm like this close, it affects like subpixels. But if I'm way out here, it like colors the entire face. It's so annoying. And there's no way to not have it do that in the texture paint mode for Blender. As far as I can tell, if you have any tips or if you know something that I don't, please let me know because it's one of my it's like the most annoying thing. Yeah, it's so annoying. Okay, that's good enough for the ear. We don't have to like harp on that too much. Let's go to the head. Now the face, I mean, obviously we want to make sure this nose is featured. We're gonna accidentally draw a penis, aren't we? Let's start with the eyes. He's got very like just flat lines for eyes. I do like that. I want to try to emulate that and keep that. Needs to be roughly in line with the top of his ear. Not too bad. I need to get into the habit of like projecting from view their faces because we're getting into like these rounded shapes for the face. Where is his face? This is his face. Like this top layer that we cut out. It's kind of awkward. And then I think we do the mouth afterwards, which is right under the nose. He's got just like a straight mouth with some very pronounced teeth. I think I will create like a situation here and then we'll include those teeth. It's funny to me that they included the teeth so vividly. Let's get this line under his chin for shading purposes. How you looking over here in this viewport? Cute. Okay. He also has these like sunken in cheekbone things. Let's do his eyebrows. Whoa, Iron Man. Yo, you're right. It is Iron Man. Eyebrows are looking kind of like sad. I don't know why he's so sad. Maybe because he's about to be sent into battle to die. Now the cheekbones, I think we should put them on this face. Kind of like maybe like they're going around his like. That looks pretty good. It's pretty close. It maybe needs to be less thick. Like that's pretty thick line work for that. Again, the alternating size for these is driving me crazy. Cheekbones, maybe less angular at the bottom there. I think they need to go like more down. Yeah, that looks better. And then let's do his nose now, because I feel like that's kind of the biggest defining feature for this guy. On his face, at least. I don't know why, but it like really sticks out to me. All right, this is the part where we accidentally draw the penis. So don't go too crazy. Come on, come on, come on. You know what? Take off the stabilization. All right, we did what we could to avoid penile. I think we did a good job. We can include the black outlines to make it look. I think it's really just like a bottom line, like a curve. Keep this. I think we make it like 8 pixels wide for this particular situation, just to create this like depth of the bottom of the nose. Or we can just make them nostrils like that, because that might be what they're trying to accomplish with this. It looks like it's the bottom outline of the nose more so to me though. Yeah, I think that looks appropriate. It looks weird in 3D because the profile doesn't give you much to go off of, but like the straight on looks pretty good. I think we could also maybe make the cheekbones a little bit better. Kind of just like thicken them up. Like yay. Yeah, Yeah. I don't know what happened here, how that ended up there. Let's make his like chin and stuff. Let's give it the orangey shadow. Maybe not, well, maybe that'll work. Here, let's try it. I'm also gonna do like up here into the neck region. This is part of the body, so it doesn't really matter. Looks like we missed painting this a little bit. It's a little weak looking. It's okay though. Give me like a flat shadow for the underside of the head. Could even do this. Okay. Woo! Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I think also like the back of the head. We got to do his hair still. He's bald. Yeah, he's bald. I'm just gonna paint directly onto his head for the hair. I don't think I'm gonna make like a hair texture or a hair mesh. It's way too late for that at this point. Let's do his teeth before we do that. How many teeth does he have? He's got 4 teeth. Okay. He's got 4 pearly whites. We're just gonna do little dots. 24 pixel, yeah, this will be good. Dude! Look at those buck teeth, man. Okay, give me this. Give me a line tool. Something about this is making me laugh. It's funny looking. Bring this up. Kind of like connect these and then we'll fill in the gaps. I like it. I think the face is maybe my favorite part of this. It's very cartoony. It feels like something from like an old school Nintendo game. I don't know why. He's only got teeth on the top of his mouth too, which I think is funny. We didn't really accentuate how like he looks like he has an underbite to me. And it's because of these like black pixels right here in the preview image. We don't really have that going on with our character too much. I mean, his jaw is protruded, but like not by much. All right, let's give him hair. And then I think we might be done. Bring back the sword. Let's give you some hair. I think the easiest way to do this will probably be to... It's going to be symmetrical. Let's just get a stabilized stroke. The top of his hair, let's define that real quick. Give him a little bit of a widow's peak type situation. He kind of has the proportions of Sans from Undertale. True. And then from here, we'll go like... I mean, he looks like his hair comes down almost into like a mutton chop situation, like this. If we're going off this down here. So we'll do that. And then I think he just kind of... He has like this action. And now I can just paint this in. Okay. I called it a mutton chop, but that's not really what this, like, what is it called when your hair, like, sits in front of your ear like this? I don't actually know. Because mine does that. It's just, like, my hair's really long right there. Sideburns? Is that when it's growing out of the side of your head though? Because mine isn't growing like out of the side burn. It's just like staying there. It's occupying that space. Give me a little bit of action here. Yeah. No longer bald. Gave him a nice painted on hair job. Zoop. There you go. You're looking pretty trim, dude. You're looking ready to fight for your kingdom. Maybe give you a more exaggerated Widow's Peak. He doesn't have one in the game art though, so maybe not. This facial expression and like the overall like face that we drew for this guy is reminding me kind of like the Song of Storms character from Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Look at him. I think we're not done because we have to do the we need to do the outlines, but I like it. Let's go back to layout mode. Whoa. What's going on here? Oh, it's because it's selected. See, the selection outline is so similar to like this yellow color that I thought it had like an outline that was the same color as his skin. Not the case. Let's give him some outlining. The belt buckle. Does the belt buckle need the outline? Let's do that one last. I know the body's gonna want one. Add a new texture. This is going to be a new one. We're gonna call it outline. Whoops, caps lock. This is going to just be a flat emission shader with the color black, so we don't need to make an image for it. It is going to backface calling the camera in the shadow. And then we need to apply this to every piece we want to have an outline. One thing we need to do ASAP, right after I'm done doing this, is save our texture, because we have not done it at all. It's just chilling in memory right now. Whoop! Okay, outline has been selected. Go back to this, save this. Phew! Okay, saved. Literally. Also, just save the entire thing. We haven't really saved it all this whole time. Now let's go ahead and we need to apply these outlines via a new modifier. We're going to do the solidify, classic. Flip the normals. We're going to point the material to the second material we have in our ecosystem. Tidge with the juice redeem. And then we're going to just slide this puppy back. Let's do it like negative 0.07. I think that's like a good thickness for the outline. At this scale. Looks pretty good. And we're going to do that for all pieces. Which again, I believe there's a shortcut to allowing us to do this. I just am lazy. Well, I'm anti-lazy. I don't know what the shortcut is. I'm lazy about learning what the shortcut is. I'm not lazy about going about it the long way. At some point I will learn. I think it's just like Control A apply to all if you select them. But, oh well. It doesn't take too long to do, so I'm not super worried about it. Flip my normals, point to the right texture. Or material, I should say. Thicken them up. And then, shield and sword are the last ones here. The sword, oh wait, that was the shield, okay. Looks good, and now the sword. Okay. Here we are. Merge this down. Give me my full viewport. Change the color of this to the, what is it? FE626F. The pink color that we've come to love from the UFO 50 color palette. Hide our empty. Boom, folks. There you go. There you have it. The Attactics Grunt. I do think the belt needs it. Let's give the belt everything too. Seeing it without it is kind of freaking me out. Whoops, no. Add a new material, but give it the outline. Give it the modifier. Solidify. And then, of course, flip materials 1. Yeah, that gives like a lot more depth. Looks a lot better. Sweet! He's cute, man. I like the way he came out. I think there could have been a little bit more like detailing on the hands, perhaps. But either way, like, I like how simplified they are. Like, this is a very nicely stylized. I don't know how much I like that. Hold on. Give me back his head. Let's fix this. Is it the head? Or is it the ear or is it the head? Okay, it's the ear. Just to clean that up, it looked a little odd. And then we'll go back to the head. Cute! It's a lot easier to see like issues in the painting. Save our image. I love using like very minimal colors. Oop, see like this? You can see how this is like not the same color. It's because we didn't paint it as hard. Don't know why that happens. It's like something to do with the brush strength. Yo, Night Hunter Teresa, welcome back. How are you today? You're just in time to see us finish up this model. Look at how cute. The Grunt from Attactics has been converted from 2D to 3D, folks. Very nice, very nice. Shoom. Thank you. Blender seems like not the most optimal for painting like this. It definitely isn't. There's definitely better tools out there, but I kind of like having them all in one spot. I have been like tempted to look into things like, what's the one, Substance Painter? I think Substance Painter is like a pretty popular one. One of the things I think sucks the most about Blender's texture modeling, outside of like the weird like viewport related stroke sizes and all that stuff, is not having layers. Like if I could have this with layers ascribed to it, oh man, I'd be in heaven. That would be so nice. Because like with it, the way it is now, you have to do it like a very like traditional style painting where it's like, oh, let me start with like a flat and then let me paint on top of that. And then like, let's paint on top of that to do like reduction and all this other stuff. It's not awful, but it's not ideal. And it is nice that it's all like baked into the same ecosystem or whatever, but it can get tedious. Let me bake in my external data, packing those resources. Some images are modified and these changes will be lost. Hold on, what does that mean? What is modified that I haven't saved? This? Saved it. What about pack resources? Okay, that was what it was. Neat! Well, folks, I'm gonna put a marker here. This is where we're gonna end this segment. Thank you so much for joining me for this. This was an interesting one because it's like, it's a character that we had to make that was still stylized in a weird way. I had fun with this one. This one was a lot better than the dragon, in my opinion. I'm excited to find out what we get to do next for the UFO 50 Low-Polify challenge. Wait a minute. How do you look from the top? That looks appropriate. That looks appropriate. But this one was cool. I liked it a lot.